Okay, hi everyone, just thought I'd do another video just talking about realising about the amount of time you don't really have left in life with regards to what you think you might have left in life, because most people live their lives where basically you don't think how little time you have left, and now with me reaching the age that I have, you realise that you don't have that infinite amount of time. It's very finite, and it makes you think, what do you really want to do with your life? You know, how do you want to spend what remaining time you have left? Because, you know, and I've been thinking a bit about this recently, where for your average person, you've got 24 hours a day. You might have 7 or 8 hours of that sleeping, 7 or 8 hours of that at work. That leaves you 7 or 8 hours left. Obviously at the weekend you have a bit of time, but then you're doing housework and getting everything ready to be going back to work. Because work is a big, you know, a big waste, well, I wouldn't say a waste of people's time, but it uses up a lot of the time that you have available. And so then, you know, you've got to kind of think, what do you want to do with your time to make the best use of your time? And I think ironically, a lot of people just waste most of the time that they have. You'll be sat watching TV, things like that, or doom scrolling on your phone, rather than actually doing things that better your own life. And even then, in life, you know, there's a lot of things that you have, possessions that people will get, because people love to build up all the possessions and have all the things, but ultimately when that time comes when you're gone, those possessions are not really going to matter to most people like they did to you. They might have had sentimental or financial value to you. Maybe if they have financial value, people might, you know, bother about them, but if they don't, then they're just going to want to cash them in for money anyway. So it's really weird, because a lot of people do downsize, especially as they get older, all these things that you have that you don't really need, and in a lot of cases don't even bring happiness in people's lives. And so it's just kind of, you know, thinking about the time that you have and making the most of the time that you have left. And it's something that everybody, you know, please comment below and let me know, but everybody will have their own little ideas about what they want to do with the time that they have free, how they want to spend the time that they have free, and who they want to spend it with even. So yeah, it's just something that I've been thinking about recently, like a lot of these videos that I do where the topics just pop into my head and I just think, oh yeah, I'll talk about this. But it's an important one, and now that I'm getting into these more final stages of life, sounds a bit weird to say that, but it really does make you think. It's like, what do you want out of life, you know? Because I mean, when you're younger, it's a totally different environment to when you get a bit older like this, and you know, you've lived most of your life. Hopefully you've done most of the things that you want to do, which, you know, really it's all experiences and that. I think people buy objects and that, but experiences, I would say, in my opinion, you know, travel, visit places, experience, you know, meeting people, doing things, that's really important. And I'm glad that I've done a lot of that in my lifetime, definitely. So that's what I would advise anyone, if I was to give anybody any general advice with regards to what to do in life. But yeah, it's just an interesting, like hopefully a lot of my other videos, it's just like an interesting thinking point to think about, you know, to actually rationalise it and think how much time you've got. Because like with myself, you know, I think now I'm 50 and you think, oh well, maybe if you could get to 80, 20, 30 years at best, you might not even have half of that or a quarter of that in reality. We don't know, you know, every day is a gift, it's not guaranteed. So we've just got to make the best that we can out of life and learn to not take things for granted. So yeah, please let me know your thoughts on this one. Anyway, it's a little bit of a short video, this one, I think, but yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this one, because it's one of those things I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I think it's a very important thing for everyone to at least think about. Even if they don't take action, at least think about it. So if you've got this far in the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give it a like if you appreciate this content, and subscribe if you like my content, so you can catch more of my content. But apart from that, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.